150 to 700 would possibly make you schizophrenic. 3 months ago, I suffered an addiction to Benadryl that lasted, unfortunately, for an entire year. But I got clean, and I want to detail some of my experiences as well as how it affected me long term and what it's like to have psychosis and be addicted to delirium. My first run in with Benadryl was in July of 2023, but I started posting about it in November of 2023, same year, and that lasted all the way until 2024. And I started out with 150 milligram doses, got nothing, unsatisfied. Heard it was an easy high, so I was like, I guess I'll try more. I took 300 milligrams. Slight visuals. I saw my laundry basket, like the clothes in it turned into little gnomes, I guess, like evil gnomes that were fighting each other, like, but not actually hitting each other, like someone was puppeteering. After quite a decent amount of 300 milligram doses, I upped it to 500 because I started noticing a tolerance. When I got bored with 500, I started combining it with DXM, which, if you know, potentiates the living hell. Benadryl obviously also has sedative properties, otherwise they wouldn't make brands like Unisom and stuff like that. Benadryl, on the other hand, its primary action is an antihistamine, but it works on H1 receptors and has mild effects on the NMDA receptors, and thus, when combined, the DXM's blockade of the NMDA receptors is enhanced by the Benadryl, leading to potentiation. I was only 135 pounds at the time, so I was really light. I'm 5'11", but soon after 600 milligrams, then I upped it to 700 milligrams, yada yada. It stopped at 700. How fast it went from 150 to 700 was honestly only 1 year into abusing Benadryl that I went from 150 milligrams to 700 milligrams, and joining the 700 club is what they call it in the DPH community. I have some pretty terrifying experiences from when I was doing this stuff. I don't remember much until I went outside and walked to a tennis court and saw two people in a red shirt following me, which I yelled out, "Fuck you," and I believe attempted fighting them, but I am unsure. Sat outside a tennis court and was having conversations with my friend in my head since he was on FaceTime. He actually was. I then kept seeing people sit next to me, which I would conversate with and have some meaningful conversations that made sense, at least I thought. In which then I asked my friend where he was. He responded, "I'm in that gray car in front of you." I believe I heard this as an auditory hallucination. While I was scrolling in my friend's DMs, I found a live trip report where I was actively tripping. You can see the descent from not tripping to tripping. This was off 500 milligrams of Benadryl and 888 milligrams of DXM, but I took Delsum, so that's polystyrec, which is equivalent to 30 milligrams dextromethorphan hydromide. And the difference between DXM HBr and DXM freebase is that freebase is like, I think, 1.75 times stronger. So basically 444 milligrams of DXM freebase, 888 milligrams of DXM HBr. I was scrolling through the DMs of an old friend that I no longer talk to anymore, but I stumbled across me on 600 milligrams of Benadryl, presumably cough syrup too, and I redosed to 700 milligrams, and I will try my best to translate. I don't know if that's possible. Didn't you take 600 this morning? No, 20 minutes ago. Dude, my memory, it's so fucked already. I'm wobbling. Well, I can still understand what you're trying to say, so you're probably chilling for now. Everything's moving, like grainy wall textures. There's a bubble in my ladder. Dude, halfway through reading that, I kept what do you mean? I don't remember. It's gonna be harder for me to understand you soon. Did I tell you my name? Yeah. Do you, bro? Are you working in the favorite die, Oweho, Raven? That's died. I hate the come up, nice and relaxing. You know, shit working. So what are the lasting effects after all of that? It potentiated the psychosis issues I've already had since I was like 12, and I'm now labeled with severe rapid cycling bipolar 1 with psychosis, and it's a lot. I still have some of the hallucinations that I'd see on Benadryl, like the way the walls move, like the static. I have that all the time now. Not HPPD, because I've had that off Benadryl, and I have like light differences now. I'm really spacey. Not even just my psychosis issues, but like all of my mental health is a lot worse than it was. I've been psychiatrically hospitalized 3 times in the last 9 months. In my last video, you can see me detailing my experiences at the mental hospitals. Nothing really helped with my addiction. The best advice I got was from my therapist, and she said you just have to learn how to not trip every day. That goes for like alcohol, DXM, anything that makes you any more than high. Like weed highs, yeah, that helps substantiate the cravings. But if you're getting drunk, then you're still getting that reality shift. It overtakes you, whereas a high you can manage, and it'll just keep resetting the progress and resetting the progress. Just a bit of backstory on my diagnosis. I was originally diagnosed with bipolar schizoaffective, and they realized, I guess, that I am bipolar 1 instead, and so it got changed. My original diagnosis was psychotic depression. Then after the second psychiatric inpatient, they diagnosed me with bipolar schizoaffective. Then like a week and a half later, corrected it to bipolar 1 with psychosis, yada yada. I'm lucky to have never suffered any physical damage long term from it. My kidneys and liver did hurt for a while, but that's one of many reasons not to do this. Relating back to what I was just saying, I was lucky enough to know my dad's side has struggles with mental health such as schizoaffective and consequentially psychosis, but I was still dumb enough to abuse it. If you don't know anything about your family's medical history, then it's not even smart to mess around with this stuff, because there's been a lot of things going around that Benadryl can possibly make you schizophrenic, and if you already have underlying psychotic issues, then it could bring those to light, and boom,